Shalom, my name is Yehoshua, and this is being made from Jerusalem. It's a response and a commentary on Christopher Hitchens' video on religion. He begins with, "I'm absolutely convinced that the cause of all the hatred in the world is religion." Well, Chris, with all due respect, one Jew to another, I listened to a number of your videos with great interest, and you're a formidable intellect. Little spots of disappointment here and there, considering the order of magnitude of the light of the mind. But having said that, more particularly, I heard you reference that you had a Jewish mother, so you certainly know, according to halakha, that you're Jewish. If your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish. The yuccas is with the mother, not with the father. Okay, the lineage is what I'm referring to here. Okay, having said that, one Jew to another, I would say to you that rather than say you're wrong, I would say that you know better. And so let us put into the public domain the facts as we know them, and not because I say so. They're certainly well known to you. Specifically, what I'm referring to is that the cause of all the hatred in the world. You said you read Freud. That was another thing that I heard from your videos. You should certainly know Freud, Maslow, Skinner, Pavlov, the world of psychiatrists and psychologists of all standing. They don't agree on much, but one thing they definitely agree on is the manifestation of the angry child within and self-hatred. And what is self-hatred? From one Jew to another, I can speak very directly and candidly, and I expect that you will know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, you'll ask me and I'll explain it. Self-hatred derives from man and mankind's exile, and you speak in other videos of the ability of man commonly to either choose or prefer enslavement. Well, this is a further extension and manifestation of the empirical and logical extensions of man and mankind's exile, which I might comment upon here at this moment is collapsed, is ended, is finished, and the particular framework in which that is been made evident is the collapse of the local reality that has proven itself to be a phenomenon that has spread around the world. Began in 1991 in Kuwait with George Bush Sr.'s column driving out Saddam Hussein. It was repeated December 25th, the same year, 1991. The former Soviet Union collapsed in what was its local reality. It was communism. The next year, in 1992, in Yugoslavia, its local reality collapsed, which was also communism. Continuing with this logic, it visited Israel in 1995 with the murder of Rabin, and it collapsed. Repeated in 2001 with the collapse of the world, but there's a meta-narrative there that is particular and like a calculus. These events express the dimensionalities of both an integral and a differential set of manifestations, with not going into combinatronics or any other manifestations using mathematical or logical models. We'll just simply say that the phenomenon is global, it's extensive, it's visited other countries, as it has in Iraq, the Ba'athist regime, with the completing of the invasion on March 17th, 2003. It's in Lebanon with the murder of Harari. Okay, so we have come full circle, and we have the collapse of the local reality. And what was the local reality of man and mankind's exile? It was the anthropologic, sociologic, psychologic model of man's mind, which was giving to receive. I give, I get. Simple, okay? It's no more. And so what replaces it? Kabel b'shvilatet. Oh, sorry, we're not allowed to. I don't. Do you speak Hebrew? Okay, Chris, maybe you don't. So I'll say it in English. It's receiving to give. And the reason you're an atheist is because this is not something that you've inhabited as yet, cognitively nor psycholinguistically, I might add. Okay, having said that, receiving what? Receiving the authentic you, to give the authentic you to who? The authentic you, and to your spouse, your children, your family, your community, your nation. Now, you may not believe in the burning bush and the God of Israel and the God of the cosmos. I do. Baruch Hashem. Thank God. And He has strengthened me in my faith and my growth and my development. And I'm self-educated. I was out working with my hands as a very young boy, the youngest of 7, and self-supporting. But thank God, reading the classics. Baruch Hashem. Having said that, now I'm very impressed with your intellect, and you're certainly much smarter than I am, and I'm not certainly I have no desire to compete with you, but it is an absolute fact that has escaped you that the end of man and mankind's exile has ended. And that has ended with the collapse of the local reality. I'm repeating myself for a reason, and that is this. When you know, as you know, I'm sure as well or better than I, in physics, if you collapse the local reality, you have the quantum reality. But there's just one technical exception here, and that comes from the Torah, that your mother's tradition would have taught you if you had been brought up in that. And I don't know, maybe you were. But anyway, if you'd learned Torah, you would know that we have a requirement to be looking after one another. In the Torah, we are responsible one for another, and the whole of Klal Yisrael. Now, when we collapse the local reality, we have the quantum reality, and we're in denial about that. We block the ascent of man to inhabit the quantum reality. And you would know this. You would know that the Torah prescribes that Klal Yisrael must lead in this process. And so the local reality is collapsed, and man and mankind is in denial. They're in denial because Klal Yisrael is in denial, and that you would have learned had you learned Torah. And you would have learned a lot more. Okay. Having said that, what do we do to end the denial? Well, that's a very good question. We pray a lot. So, but in addition to praying, we get on with the Korban Pesach, which is that which brings unity to the Klal. We end the denial, we deconstruct ground zero, we deprogram the mind of exile, we restore, and we heal. And that process is going to be available to all of men and mankind in order for the ascent of man from behavioral man to cognitive man. Okay, so this is the reality, and if you knew yourself, which you don't, you're as intelligent as you are and as brilliant as you are, that is all operating within the old framework of giving to receive. I give my brilliance, I get a lot of attention and recognition. Receiving to give is the new paradigm, so I recommend it to you to inhabit the quantum reality. And having said that, I don't say that with any sense of superiority, but with absolute humility because of the enormous tests to make this ascent in Kavanah in the quantum reality. Having said that, we love you and respect you, and we wish you blessings, kabel b'shvilatet, and receiving to give to you, to your family, to your community. And in respect of religion, I wouldn't be so quick to leave your mother's tradition. At least you throw the baby out with the bathwater. The more you know, when you come to know yourself, I think you might discover there's psycholinguistics and grammars that provide access to the meta-narratives that give you to know and to hear the many manifestations of the grammar of the God of the cosmos speaking as a continuum, which you don't have access to right now. But having said that, we don't want to bore you with details and assail your atheist views. Having said that, with all due respect, thank you very much for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem, and we bless you.